So we're going to be talking about low impact development. My name is Clint Dawson.
My name is Colton Wimberly. We'll start off today talking about basically just what low impact development is. This is the practice of basically just minimizing damage to the ecosystem and preventing waste and pollution to rainwater, both in short term and long term cases. Short term would be when the building is being constructed. Obviously, the life of the building is going to be a lot longer than that in most cases. Basically, the goal of this is you want to do as little pollution to stormwater as you possibly can. When this is done properly, it can help the health of the general public, the budget of companies involved with the project, and it can help just the general health, the ecosystem in the surrounding area. This process can start as soon as the design of the building has started. Typically, when a building is wanting to be very eco-friendly, LID comes into play. This can be done by the architect designing the building to be eco-friendly as far as rainwater is concerned from the get-go. Doing things such as designing retention ponds for permanent use after the building is complete, or having green roofs or pervious concrete or pervious pavement, anything of that nature. During construction, the most typical thing that companies will always do is have silt fences up. This prevents mud and dirt from running off site into the water and contaminating it. Companies can also have temporary retention ponds and things of that nature to have a healthier flow of water. As stated by the U.S. Green Building Council, for a company to have a successful LID program, you need to employ principles to create functional and appealing site drainage to treat stormwater as a resource rather than a waste product. Typically on job sites, you'll see guys pumping out water from footings or grade beams or what have you, and they're just getting rid of the water, don't care where it goes. That's not the outlook you want to have with this. With this, you want to have the outlook of, we're going to have this amount of rainfall probably on this job site. What can we do with it to benefit the environment instead of just getting rid of it? LID can be used in all forms of construction, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial. Residential, it can be used, say you have a roof that needs to be replaced. You can do a green roof, which is where basically you can grow greenery on top of your roof, giving the rainwater a way to sit in a more natural way before it becomes runoff in the first place. Also in like industrial settings where there's lots of cast in place concrete, this concrete can be cast off site, which prevents the creation of cement dust and sand flying in the air, which can contaminate water in and around the job site. In the commercial and industrial settings, LEED is one of the biggest sustainability programs that works with construction. If a building is LEED certified, it can have all kinds of tax benefits. Basically, to be LEED certified, once the building is complete, you have to earn so many points to get certain qualifications. Companies can get 6 LEED points just by having a good LID program. These are done differently throughout the country. In the Northwest, you have more rainfall, but it's less. You have more consistently though. In the Southeast, you have rain less often, but you get more of it when you do get it. So basically, like in the Northwest, you would use more green roofs where the water would have time to really soak into those roofs and grow greenery. Whereas in the Southeast, you'd probably use retention ponds because there's more rain coming in at once. It differs from just typical storm sewers because storm sewers are more just for public general safety. It's get water from point A to point B in the most simple way possible. In LID, you want to use that stormwater in an eco-friendly manner to help the environment. Pervious pavements do this by allowing it to go through into the soil as a natural way. Retention ponds, creating a new ecosystem for the environment, or having things like green roofs where you are using the rainwater as its natural use. That's mine.
So low impact development is used in many different environments to help make stormwater maintainable. It's helpful in residential and commercial areas, just depending on who your owner contractor is, and honestly depends on what the land that you're developing on looks like. So there are multiple different examples of what you can use for low impact development. So rain gardens would probably be the most popular, which are small pools with composted plants that retain like probably the most water out of any plants, and also there's a special kind of dirt that they use that soaks up all of the water that it possibly can, and they're just really good resources for retaining a bunch of water. And in addition to that, you have pervious or porous pavement, and also pavers for your roadways and sidewalks, and that just allows the water to soak into them in areas with poor drainage. Then you also have dispersion of concentrated flows, which you have water run into a main drainage, and then whenever it gets to the main drainage spot, it disperses into multiple different areas and spreads out, so you don't have rainwater all built up in one area. And rainwater harvesting is also really popular. You can harvest the water out of your guttering systems, or just, I mean, it could be a pond, it could be anything. And people use that for their sprinkler systems, and there's multiple other uses that people use those for. And there's multiple economic benefits as well. So whenever you're developing land, if you know what low impact development is, you can save yourself a lot of money by picking out your piece of land that already has natural drainage in it. And if you have natural routes for the water to run off, you're going to save yourself money, because you're not going to have to install curbs on your roads to make the water go where you want it to. And the money is mostly saved during the construction process, and there's different things that you can do to help save money throughout the construction process. And as Colton mentioned earlier, installing green roofs, and whenever you're routing your downspouts for your guttering system and moving them to the greener areas that soak up more water, just helps you. I mean, it'll help with rain delays and not having to pump as much water, so you're being more economical about where your water goes. So just there were 17 low impact development case studies done across the United States, and all of them that were that had the case study done on them, all of them made a profit compared to what a normal project would be without low impact development. And the profits range from anywhere from 15 to 80%, just depending on how big the project was and how nice their lot was already. And so the case study that we chose to choose was from Sherwood, Arkansas, and it's a Gap Creek subdivision, and it was a 23.5 acre lot, and it had multiple natural drainage areas. So this design required less stormwater control features and allowed the developer to create 17 additional lots just from not having to take up space for drainage control. And compared to other lots that were in the same market, they sold for $3,000 more and cost $4,800 less to develop. And think that's all that we got for you guys. So we appreciate your time.